Austria is a beautiful country. In my opinion, one of the most beautiful in the world. You have mountains and valleys. You have a combination of history and modern. You have beautiful lakes and countryside. What else could a person want? On this little trip, I want to take you up a couple of mountains to gaze across the scenery and be amazed by the beauty. First, we are going to travel southwest of Salzburg to Zell. The Schmittenhohe rises up from the lake and is a massive set of mountains. Just outside the town of Zell, you catch the cable car that takes you most of the way up the mountain, leaving you a little walk to get to the top. I think they do this so that you can have a bit of experience what walking up a mountain is really like. This particular day was in September and the path had some snow on it. As you look out over the mountains, they all had some snow on them, which made the scene very pretty. The air was fresh and it was a delight to be there. The path was quite steep though, and so it was not an easy walk. As we walked up the path, we were overwhelmed by the whole experience. Our senses were all working on overload with the sights and smells and feelings of grandeur. At the top of the Schmittenhohe, there is a restaurant that allows you to take in the views and let your legs rest a bit. There's also a little chapel at the top, which is often the case. We wandered around the Schmittenhohe, checking out the mountain ranges all around it and enjoying the different views. The views were quite breathtaking. It is hard to really comprehend the scale of everything. As you look across the valley to the next set of mountains, you might think it is only a short distance away, but it's not. From the Schmittenhohe, you can see the Großglockner, the biggest mountain in the range, and it is around an hour and a half's drive away in good weather. In the summer, many people take the cable car up and then spend the rest of the day walking down the mountain, enjoying the fresh air and the scenery. After walking around for quite a while, we sat and enjoyed a coffee and a snack and then worked our way down the mountain. Another day, we went up the Schafberg. It is about 45 minutes east of Salzburg and quite a different experience. From the town of St. Wolfgang, on the side of a lake, you take a train up the mountain. It is not a regular train, as it must climb this steep mountain. Some people enjoy walking up or down, but you must be fit if you're going to experience it that way. You also need to dedicate a full day to doing it. The Schafberg is a very steep mountain on one side, with a sheer cliff on the other. Again, at the top, there is a bit of a walk from the train to the top. It is not an easy walk, but people of all ages enjoy spending time at the top of mountains in Austria. There is a restaurant here as well, where we sat and had a bite to eat and enjoyed the views. It was a beautiful day and the views were spectacular. I was amazed at how there is very little protection to keep people safe. People there seem to be smart enough to do things safely. I took a walk over sideways to get a better view at the steep, ragged peak next to us and was surprised to see people climbing up to the peak. Paragliders are floating all around everywhere. After wandering around and enjoying our time at the top and the views, we took the train back down. Walking down was not in our plans for that day. Hundreds of people enjoy these mountains every day that they are open, which depends on the weather. No, they are not the tallest mountains, but when you are up on the top, you feel like you're on top of the world.